Government at every level, state and local, working 24 hours a day to try and deal with this. Businesses, the medical community getting ravaged, everybody working as teams, trying to figure out how to get through this. I wonder about the president's team. Beyond the scientific team led by Fauci and Birx and others, although I don't know how many others are there, who is the inner circle? Is it Jared and Ivanka and Peter Navarro and Steve Mnuchin? Who else? Because it feels like the presidency right now is unmatched for the crisis at hand.
Mika, to build on my colleague's excellent reporting about the timeline, you now see in the White House pervasive wishfulness about the power and efficacy of hydroxychloroquine and other drugs that have yet to be formally and fully approved for use with the coronavirus by the Food and Drug Administration. And you have a wishfulness that this situation will turn around. And that was a trait throughout the White House in recent weeks, and it continues to be a trait in the White House. When you ask about the inner circle, it's clear to me, based on my reporting, that Peter Navarro, more than anyone now, whether it's on urging the president to take a position that's different than Dr. Fauci on drugs, or when it comes to the Defense Production Act and nudging corporations to sometimes pushing corporations to do what the White House wants, Navarro is at the center, and Jared Kushner is there, and he's really being a liaison to different donors, to different corporate allies of this administration, which has created confusion about the chain of command, about whether corporations should work through Jared, whether they should work through Vice President Pence and the task force. So you have Jared Kushner and Peter Navarro, more than anyone, alongside, of course, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx. But we saw some tensions on Sunday at the news conference. The president prevented, in a sense, Dr. Fauci from answering a question about hydroxychloroquine from a reporter. He didn't want to get into a long discussion about the efficacy of that drug.
Can you tell me, Bob, what's the obsession with hydroxychloroquine? What's the obsession, the president's obsession with unproven use of a drug for malaria, where the president himself, and how many weeks has it been that he gets up there and rambles on incoherently about this drug, says, what do we have to lose, and then admits he doesn't know whether it's going to work or not. What's behind that? It's bizarre. Now you have Rudy Giuliani doing it. You have a bunch of Trump hacks on the internet that are doing it. What is the story behind the use of this anti-malaria drug that the president tells us every day he doesn't know whether it's going to work or not?
That scene at the CDC from weeks ago where the president says he is quite familiar with medicine, even though he is not a medical professional, is a statement that you often hear inside of the White House. Top officials say the president has confidence that's not backed up by experience or data. And this is an alarming situation for not only people in the White House, but many governors privately in recent weeks. They say that if the president keeps talking about hydroxychloroquine in a way that is encouraging people to go seek it out, you're going to have a medical chaotic situation in this country where people are trying to get a drug that's not truly proven as efficacious for treating coronavirus and COVID-19.
And again, it's like the believe me. During his rallies, he starts talking about the drug when he has nothing else to talk about, and then at the end admits he doesn't know whether it's going to work or not.
There's something more there.
Anyway,
amid the coronavirus pandemic, President Trump is defending his decision to fire Michael Atkinson. The intelligence community